Hello and welcome back to Riley's on the Road.
We were in Dover, Delaware, and Assateague Island, Maryland.
Let's see what we did there. We stayed on Dover Air Force Base in Delaware. They played taps at night.
On Tuesday, we went to the Maryland State Capitol building. There was no guided tour, so we just looked around and saw some of the signs. The Maryland State House is the oldest state capitol still used today by legislation and is the only one to have served as the national capital. Fun fact, the dome is the largest wooden dome in the United States constructed without metal nails. This old Senate chamber was used by the Continental Congress and was where George Washington resigned his commission as Commander-in-Chief of the Continental Army. This is George Washington's personal copy of the resignation speech, which is considered to be one of the most important documents in the United States of America's history that we still have the original copy of. This is the old House of Delegates. Inside were statues of famous Marylanders Frederick Douglass and Harriet Tubman. There was a lot of construction going on the outside of the Capitol while we were there.
We couldn't get a tour for the Delaware Capitol, but we looked inside the House of Representatives and the Senate. There were these cool carvings on the walls of the hallways. The girls did a little book about the state of Delaware. We did get a tour of the old state house used during the colonial era. This is the Supreme Court, and this is the House of Representatives. There were only a few people in the Senate. We drove to Assateague Island National Seashore. Assateague Island is a barrier island off Maryland's coast known especially for its wild horses. We saw lots wandering through our campground. We also saw some deer. The sunsets were really pretty, and the horses were so cute.
We had this idea to make a different soup every night for a month, so I polled friends and came up with this list. Let the fun begin.
One afternoon, we went to the beach. The girls liked digging in the sand, and I found a piece of sea glass. It was very pretty. We saw a sailboat and a flock of piping plovers. They are so cute when they run from the waves, then run back to find food. One day, we went to the Assateague Island National Seashore Visitor Center. We learned some cool facts about the island and the horses. Then we went on the boardwalk and saw the view. Later, we got our Junior Ranger badges. The sun in the clouds was beautiful as well.
It's winning! It just winned! So cute! And it was in our campsite. Literally!
It is in our campsite, Gemma.
It is in our campsite. By the way, we're scared.
No, we're in, Maryland.
Yeah, Maryland.
Okay, there goes. Gemma's taking a video. It's by the crossway.
Rad!
Going across the street.
That's the course that was in our campsite, girl.
After the big expenses and stimuli of New York City, Dover was very peaceful and low-key. Our stay with the wild horses at Assateague was a once-in-a-lifetime experience. Getting reservations where we want them, when we want them, especially in places that book a year out, can be a challenge. This time I used a website called Wandering Labs, and it worked like a charm.
The horses were so cute.
See you next week on Our Eyes on the Road. Bye!